No, I don't have AIDS, and no, I don't do drugs. The rumors were one of the better parts of the sickness. I didn't have much to laugh about then. I busted a gut, I tell you, so I thought those rumors were for super well-known celebrities, rock stars. Yeah, it was flattering. Now, it seems almost impossible to look back to January. I was laying in that hospital, and now it seems like someone else. The Monday after the awards banquet, I flew to Chicago to do a press tour for a midget race I was going to compete in. When I got off the plane, I was afraid I wasn't going to make it, and I got off the plane and I felt weak, and I noticed it immediately. I was notorious for sore throats and aches and pains, but this thing threw me down and whipped me. There was one week when I asked him to make me better or take me. I couldn't get out of bed and walk 3 steps. I couldn't take a shower. I was always under the impression that pneumonia was a little cold and you get over it in a week. I was miserable, but I didn't realize how miserable I was. Common sense told me that I should be prepared if I could never do this again. And I thought renting jet skis or windsurfing equipment on the beach would be hell. I thought about being a gardener or buying a boat and chartering it for fishing trips. I went bowling one night, and after the first game, I was concerned I couldn't bowl the second one. It was slow. The first couple of weeks, I couldn't leave the house at all. I went to Hoosiers and Outrageous Fortune in the same night. I was really squirming. I'd never been bothered before by sitting in those cheap seats. My success coming back is due to driving on I-95. I ain't kidding you. During my recovering, that's how I prepared for it. They think Earnhardt's special. There's a lot of drivers on I-95 like him. When I first came back, it was my neck and back that were sore. That's because the only exercise I got during the layoff was turning my head back and forth in Florida watching the bikinis go by. The doctors have never really explained how the pneumonia happened, but I guess I ran myself into the ground. I've had a reputation of being someone who could drive the wheels off a car. Well, maybe I did that to myself, and it nearly killed me. I wanted to know, because I don't want to make the same mistake again. And my schedule was here one day, there the next. If I do that again, I will take an entourage to help me out. Up until I got sick, I was never content or completely happy. I was more concerned with getting to the next step or next race. I wanted to get to the top of the ladder, and I wasn't enjoying any of the rungs along the way. Now I am. That would be my advice to the younger drivers. Don't be miserable with where you're at. I realized how much life meant to me, and the almighty buck wasn't everything. I didn't see the checkered flag, which I had dreamed about in the hospital because there were tears in my eyes. I'd get composed, and then Dale or Bill or Kyle would drive alongside me to offer congratulations, and I'd start bawling again. I went around a second lap, so I wouldn't be crying when I came to Victory Lane, but it didn't do any good. It was the most emotional of my racing career and one of the most emotional of my whole life, period. The next day, I went into severe depression, and I didn't understand it. It kind of scared me. I asked myself what I have to do to enjoy myself. I want to win the championship so bad, and I wondered where I would be if I would have started the whole season. I must have dreamed a lot while I was in the hospital about driving a race car. Physically, I'd say I'm 80%, but I'm 100% in that car on race day. Now, instead of 1 or 2 days, it takes me 3 or 4 days to get over a race. It was like we never missed a beat. They say you never forget to ride a bicycle, but it wobbles for a couple of blocks when you get back on it. That was never the case for me. It never wobbled. It's not big-headedness, but it didn't surprise me because of the people I work with. If I didn't think we could have won, I wouldn't have ran the races. I have always driven hard, and I still do.